Your other alternative. The window's closed on trading for Brandon Cooks. You're trying to upgrade your receiving core. You couldn't get the guy you were trying to get. Who else is out there? OBJ. Well, when he's healthy. Oh, he is now. Or at least at some point this week. Jay Glazer of Fox said on Sunday he'd be cleared this week. Okay. And how do you not put the Cowboys at or near the top of your list? And I saw somebody, I think it was Clarence Hill of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, say last night it's his understanding Beckham wants to play in a warm weather city. Well, cross off the Bills, cross off the Chiefs, cross off the other teams that would be the strongest contenders, Chris, and pencil in the Cowboys for OBJ if we're going to start putting warm weather city restrictions on this one.
Yeah, I know. I got to hear that from the horse's mouth there and Odell Beckham Jr. to believe that one. I do. Now, listen, Dallas makes a lot of sense for all the right reasons that we've discussed here the last 2 weeks with this Odell conversation. I mean, they're a team they're in the Super Bowl window. They're one of those teams that we look at, and it's kind of a short list where you go, no, I think this team can win the Super Bowl. And defense, we know, is special. Offense starting to look like, okay, maybe not special, but real good. The way Dak Prescott played that last game against Chicago. But I think they got to look at it, too. Again, if you want to win the Super Bowl and beat a team like the Chiefs or the Bills or, the Eagles or the 49ers to get there, you're not going to be able to just depend on your defense and win some game 17-14 or 20-17 against those teams, at least not in my opinion. They got too many weapons, too many good players, too well coached on the offensive side of the ball to where, you're going to need your offense to strike up, and light up the scoreboard a little bit there. And that's where I think Odell could have great value for them, when it does come playoff time. I could see it happening. He's from Louisiana. Dallas dominates that area of the country. Even Louisiana people who like New Orleans, damn Dallas, the Cowboys are still a big deal in that region of the country. I can see it. It makes a lot of sense.
And my son and I were talking about this the other night, the dynamic of the Eagles getting in, but also potentially crossing paths with the Cowboys or the Giants in the postseason. We've seen that before.
Yep.
We saw the Giants beat the Cowboys in 2007 after Tony Romo went to Cabo. Remember, that was the whole Terrell Owens, that's my quarterback routine. You have to be on special guard when a team in your division rolls into your stadium in the postseason. They're not intimidated by you, no matter how good your record was.
Nope.
They would love nothing more than to be the one to end your run. They know your personnel. They've done, in many cases, roster construction based upon who you are and what you are. The game planning is easier because they do it twice per year, every year. Now, if there's change, then that adds to the challenge, like in Minnesota this year. But hey, the prospect, Peter King and I were talking about this on Friday. The prospect of the Packers getting the 7th seed, if the Vikings end up with the 2 seed, holy crap, I don't think the Vikings want the Packers coming into U.S. Bank Stadium.
Yeah, I hear you.
In the wild card round of the playoffs. And for that same reason, I think the Eagles would prefer to play anybody in the postseason other than the Cowboys and Giants. I mean, they'll say we'll play anybody.
Yeah.
Deep down, I think they'd prefer not to see the Cowboys, especially if the Cowboys are going to be showing up with OBJ.
Well, it's again, in division, the knowledge of the teams, that's where it scares you. Man, they have such great knowledge of us. We might not be able to trick them. We might not be able to dominate them in certain areas that we dominate other teams because they realize we're real strong there because they've had such an up-close look at us and really know us that well. They know some of the tricks that the coaching staff has, that, some of the answers that maybe some of the other coaching staffs don't know because they don't play them twice a year. That's what's scary. There's no doubt, let alone, if you do win twice in the regular season, you just go, damn, can we really win a third time? It's hard to do that. Now, we've seen teams do it for sure, but, we've seen teams do the opposite, too, and get upset in those type of situations where they can't beat them the third time. So I'm with you. I am, and Dallas is scary. Dallas, the way they played Philadelphia on that Sunday Night Football game, that would scare me if I'm Philadelphia. Wow, they turned the ball over 3 series in a row, and we still kind of barely squeak out a win without Dak Prescott on the field. The Dallas is in that conversation, and that's why I could see OBJ and them being interested in OBJ being a perfect marriage there.
Oh, for a while, I thought I was going to get that lone wolf vindication, the only one on Football Night in America that took the Cowboys to win that night. And I felt horrible at first when it was like 17-0, but then that second half, it was looking like the Cowboys were going to turn it around. They play on Christmas Eve, AT&T Stadium, for the second of their 2 regular season matchups, and then maybe they cross paths again in the postseason. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.